and manipulate energy from other people. And I also wanted to just reiterate and validate the fact that methamphetamine addicts have reported perceiving reptilians and also becoming possessed by them, and that something to do with methamphetamine will raise their consciousness frequency, brain frequency, so that they're able to perceive and interact with that realm and have that realm actually interact with them and take like partial possession or possession cases. And this is something that Barbara Bartholic found many years ago with working with people where there was waves of UFO activity with reptilian abductions. With people who did methamphetamine, they were more heavily attacked by these energies and entities.
Well, in fact, this is something that I find quite interesting, and I learned about this quite a number of years ago before I even woke up. About methamphetamine users being able to see these, well, essentially demons. It was called the devil's drug by a number of people, and of course it was invented by, I believe, the Empire of Japan, and they gave it to their pilots during flying missions and things of that nature, and they found that their pilots started to go crazy and crash themselves into US ships, and these became known as kamikaze pilots. And what occurs to me, and in fact, I tried meth once. I'm going out on a limb here and saying this. I was writing a script about a Santa impersonator who was on methamphetamine, and I wanted to know what it was actually like. And but I didn't want to do it so that I would get addicted. So I decided to do it with somebody who was really badly addicted and actually in a real bad state because of it. He was injecting, and he proceeded to tell me crazy things, completely and utterly insane things, that there's 11 dimensions of reality and he's the only one on Earth that can perceive all of them correctly, that he had the Auckland's chief of police, drug squad and Satan locked in his basement with surgical tools to see who would come out on top. You know, his knees were juddering so strongly that the fridge in the kitchen was literally rocking back and forth kind of thing. And the reason why I decided to do it with him is because I would be able to see instantly where I would go had this become a habit for me. I only wanted to try it for once in terms of the research, and this became my perhaps one of my early awakening experiences of just how bad this drug really is for people. Ironically enough, it was the most calming and soothing experience for me that I've actually ever had in my life. I'm normally thinking about 11, 12, 13 different things all at the same time, you know, like a rogue star emitting sunspots or whatever. And it got compressed to a singularity. And what I found interesting about that is because it's compressed to a singularity, it means that you can only really focus on one thing at a time. And I think that's possibly the reason why these people go so completely insane, is because if you've only got one train of thought and you're not able to correct or incorporate other things within it, if you start going down a wrong path, there's nothing to stop you.
Or you may have been having, like with people that take Ritalin, it's not for everybody, but people that are diagnosed as allegedly having ADD, they can't focus on anything till they take the drug, which is an amphetamine, and it helps them to focus. So everybody's different in that regard. But so I'm just saying maybe that was the reaction you were having.
Well, there was that. I tried Ritalin as well when I was in university. Somebody gave me a Ritalin pill. And I took it, and I went to work. And unlike meth, instead of actually feeling kind of peace and calm, I felt nothing. It was like everything that I was gone. I had no smiles. I had no thoughts. It was like I was a zombie.
Well, a lot of people who
never tried that again.
A lot of people on Prozac say that or Zoloft, they say that's pretty much the same thing. It's sort of effectively chemically lobotomizing them, cutting off their emotions. Some people say it's like wearing a wetsuit. You know, you can't feel the water. It's like that.
Yeah, and so the reason I think that meth users and drug addicts in general tend to perceive these beings more is they are essentially like throwing chum in the water. They're saying, "Hey, my energy field is wide open. Come and feed." And so the predators come because they're responding to that blood in the water, that energetic discharge through the chaos of that particular drug, messing with their brain, skewing their, essentially anchoring into third density reality. So if a being is doing something consciously, like for example, doing a ritual, the various indigenous tribes that do ritualistic dancing for hours and hours, they're doing that to decouple their awareness from third density to shift into a higher density. But they're doing it in a very conscious way so that they can bring back wisdom and information. But if somebody is doing it without awareness and consciousness, they're simply saying, "Hey, I'm wide open, come and feed."
And it's a form of abuse. Like I said before, hurt yourself or others. And it will generate this level of energy that they're looking for, they feed off of. And as Cameron was saying, they harvest it on some level, sort of like bees, And I do think that is a problem in our society, that most of us do not take this into consideration, and therefore we do nothing to protect ourselves. And I've actually learned the hard way recently that